Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been following the NFL and especially the Green Bay Packers, you know that every season, every move, every trade can be a game changer. And right now, we're witnessing something that might just be the turning point for the Packers' quest for another Super Bowl title. It's all about the recent move involving Sheldon Rankins, a veteran defensive tackle from Houston, who's now officially a part of the Packers. And let me tell you, this isn't just a regular acquisition. It's a statement, a strategic move that signals the Packers are serious about bolstering their interior defensive line and making a real push in 2024. Sheldon Rankins, drafted back in 2016 out of Louisville, has been a consistent presence on the field. He reached his peak as a Pro Bowler in 2018, and over his career, he's racked up impressive stats: 35 sacks, 50 tackles for loss, and about 150 pressures. He's known for his ability to disrupt the offensive line, especially in the interior, and his production has been quite solid, with a career-high 5 sacks in 2024, placing him among the top 20 defensive tackles in the league. What makes Rankins so appealing for the Packers is not just his past production, but his proven ability to generate pressure, to anchor the middle of the line, and to help control the run game. His pressure rate last season was around 12%, a figure that puts him in the top 18% of interior defenders, and he's shown the ability to step up in key moments, like in Week 4 against the Jaguars, where he posted a sack and 3 tackles. Now, why did the Texans decide to part ways with Rankins? Well, the AFC South team, facing some rebuilding and a surplus of young defensive linemen, made a strategic move. Will Anderson Jr. has already made waves with 6 sacks early in the season, and the Texans are clearly prioritizing developing their rookies and managing cap space. They're sitting on a $16 million cap surplus, but with a defense ranked 21st in points allowed, giving up 22 points per game, they believe that moving Rankins makes sense from a rebuild perspective. The Texans are focused on prioritizing youth and building for the future, which means sacrificing some veteran experience in the interior line. But of course, this move has its risks. Losing a player like Rankins could lead to a dip in pressures and interior disruption, similar to what we saw with the Saints after they traded him in 2023. For the Green Bay Packers, though, this is a golden opportunity. Coming off a 2-1 start, they recognize that their interior defensive line needs reinforcement, especially after the trade of Kenny Clark. Clark was a cornerstone, but the Packers are now looking to add depth and consistency alongside Devon Wyatt, who's been solid but still developing. Sheldon Rankins is seen as an anchor, someone who can absorb double teams, stop the run, and create pressure from the inside. The projections for him in Green Bay are pretty exciting. Analysts are estimating he could add around 6 sacks over the course of the season, which would significantly boost the Packers' pass rush. His presence is expected to reduce the rushing yards allowed from about 120 yards per game down to around 100, and it could elevate the Packers' EPA, expected points added, versus the run by approximately 15%, especially when paired with Micah Parsons-like pressure from the outside or along the edge. And speaking of the defense, the addition of Rankins is more than just a positional upgrade. It's a shift in the team's identity on defense. His ability to generate pressure up the middle alleviates some of the load from other pass rushers, allowing players like Devon Wyatt to thrive in one-on-one matchups. The comparison here is quite interesting. Think of Sheldon as a kind of modern-day anchor, similar in some ways to the peak years of Geno Atkins, consistently providing that disruptive force inside. His double-team rate is around 25%, which means he's often facing a lot of attention from offensive lines, yet he manages to still produce pressure and make plays. What's also notable is how this move impacts the team's overall outlook. With Rankins on board, the Packers' defense is projected to improve markedly. Their sack total could increase from around 15 to 25, making them one of the top-ranked pass-rushing defenses in the league. This is a huge deal for a team that has been looking to bolster its pass rush since last season, especially considering the importance of pressure in today's NFL, where the game is so heavily weighted towards explosive plays and quick passes. By reducing the points allowed per game from 21 to 18, the Packers give their offense more room to operate, especially with Jordan Love now in his second year as starter, gaining more confidence and chemistry. This defensive upgrade also has implications for their playoff chances. The odds for the Super Bowl have already shortened from plus 3,000 to plus 2,200, and the NFC title odds have moved favorably, now at plus 350. Sheldon Rankins is being viewed as a potential X-factor in the postseason, especially in high-stakes matchups against top-tier offensive lines like those of the Vikings. His ability to plug gaps and generate pressure could be the difference-maker in tight games. Imagine a scenario where Rankins, along with Wyatt and a revitalized front seven, can stifle some of the league's best rushing attacks. This could be the key to unlocking the Packers' championship potential once again. Of course, it's not just about the immediate impact. The trade also sends a message to the division and the league. The Packers are serious about competing, about taking the next step after last season's playoff run, and about reclaiming their spot as NFC contenders. The NFC North is shaping up to be more competitive than ever, with teams like the Vikings, Lions, and Bears all making moves. But with this addition of Rankins, the Packers are fortifying their interior defense, which has historically been their strength, and setting the stage for a more balanced and dangerous team on both sides of the ball. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move also redefines the Packers' approach to the season. It signals a commitment to winning now, not just developing young players, but also bringing in veterans who can provide immediate impact. Sheldon Rankins offers that veteran presence, a guy who's been in the league long enough to understand what it takes to succeed in the playoffs. His experience, especially in high-pressure moments, could be invaluable for a team that's looking to make noise in January. And let's not forget about the strategic aspect of this trade. The Texans, by making this move, are essentially prioritizing their long-term rebuild, freeing up cap space and giving rookies more opportunities to develop. They're betting on their young talent, which makes sense given their current standing in the AFC South. But for the Packers, this is a chance to capitalize on that move by acquiring a player who can elevate their defense immediately. It's a classic example of how savvy teams use trades to their advantage, balancing youth and experience and targeting specific needs. As we look ahead, the impact of Sheldon Rankins on the Packers' defense and their playoff chances cannot be overstated. His addition could be the catalyst for a top-5 defensive line, one capable of rushing the passer with relentless force and stuffing the run to frustrate opponents. It's a move that aligns with the team's goals of deep playoff runs and, hopefully, another shot at the Lombardi Trophy. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you believe Sheldon Rankins will be the missing piece that elevates this defense to new heights? How do you see this affecting the team's chances in the NFC and ultimately in the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting yet, and with moves like this, the Packers are showing they're in it to win it.